I wish I had probably several more hours to expound on this, but unfortunately, I'm going to cut right to the chase. Now, imagine my incredulity when I realized and was literally gobsmacked with the knowledge that in the late Second Temple period and indeed the middle of the first century, they did not have Christian bookstores. Nor did they have next-day delivery from Amazon. I mean, really, how did they make it? How did they survive those dark days? Well, they did have theology books, writings, scrolls. We call it extra-biblical literature. It's not inspired, but boy, oh boy, some pretty powerful stuff. Books like the Genesis Apocryphon, fascinating. Sirach, the Testament of Solomon, the Book of Jubilees, and of course, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Enoch. And 1st Enoch is fascinating because it tells us where demons come from. The angels who sinned, we read about in Genesis 6. And they spawned an evil race because they left their place of authority, their proper dwelling, and they mated and bred with mortals, with human women. They spawned a race called the Nephilim, giants. It says in King James, the New King James, and the Septuagint translates Nephilim giants. And it says in the book of Enoch that these giants produced, quote, bastard spirits, end quote, and are cursed. But they're cursed to wander the earth, to roam the earth, to torment man, and they're going to be judged in 70 generations. Now, let's get one thing straight. It wasn't Enoch writing this book. The book of Enoch, best guess was sometime in the 3rd century BC. So 250 years before the advent of Jesus. What makes it fascinating is that whoever wrote this book 200 years before Christ says that the judgment of these demons, this evil seed, is going to happen in 70 generations. When is that? Well, if you go to the book of Luke, chapter 3, read the genealogy of Jesus, it goes all the way back to Adam. And of course, 7th from Adam is Enoch. And if you count all the he begat him and who begat him and all those, and you count to 70, you end up with Jesus. So whoever wrote the book of Enoch 200 years before Christ prophesied that these evil spirits would be judged during the time of Jesus. And sure enough, they were. All right? It says in Colossians 2:15 that he disarmed the principalities and powers, the rulers and the authorities. He boldly put them to public disgrace, triumphing over them in the cross. Jesus judged them. And of course, we're told in Ephesians 6 that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against rulers and authorities, these demonic forces, these principalities and powers, against cosmic powers in this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realm. That's what we're battling against.